All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Steelers win over the Bengals and the Steelers outlook on the season in general. Because as you can tell by the thumbnail, man, I have some thoughts, I have some feelings, and the AFC is wide the fuck open. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Shout out to the people that have subscribed already. And shout out to the future subscribers, man. Also, let's get a shout out to the members. If you guys would like to support me and this channel more, be sure to hit that join button down in the description below. And what a time it is, man. Just last week, I'll be honest, and I got to apologize. There hasn't been many videos coming out from my channel, but one, you lose to the Cleveland Browns, and there's not much to say. I didn't have much to say about this team. My thoughts didn't change about the season and the outlook that I thought that we had. I still thought we were going to be a good team, and here we are a week later, and we just absolutely spanked the Bengals. We put up like 50 points. I'm feeling much better, but yes, you lose to the Browns. I don't have much to say, but also, too, it was Thanksgiving weekend. I had some family in town, and then also my roommates, the people upstairs, they had some family in town too, and I just could never really find the right time to record. I could never really get a good time off without a lot of background noise and stuff. But it doesn't matter because here we are now on Victory Monday in December. Welcome to December, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why I titled this video the way I did, the reason why I made the thumbnail the way I did for this video, because not only are we going to be talking about the Bengals game, which I missed yesterday. I watched the game, but I didn't get out a video. But not only are we going to be talking about that, but we also need to talk about the real possibility of the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the AFC, because honestly, I think we have a good chance. There's only one team now that really, I guess two teams, the Chiefs and the Bills, because the Bills, they are showing no signs of slowing down. In my preseason predictions about teams, the Bills is the one team that I was kind of wrong about. I thought that they were going to fall off. I thought that they wouldn't be this regular season demon team. I didn't think that they'd look the way that they did, but they look pretty good, right? But you know who else looks pretty good? The Pittsburgh Steelers look pretty good. And we have this tweet up here from Alex Coarza. With their 44-point performance Sunday, the Steelers have officially cracked the top 10 in NFL scoring offenses. Today, they ranked 10th, averaging pretty much 25 points. It's their best rank since 2018, and the Steelers are now ahead of the Chiefs in points per game. And you know what? We're bringing something back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some gunshots on the screen. Man, it is just it is uncanny. It is undescribable, how much we've been wanting this offense to do better, how much we've needed this offense to do better. And it hasn't always been perfect this season. That Cleveland Browns game, for example, last week is a perfect example of it. Now, I will say something. AFC North games are not real games. AFC North games do not count. They are not reflective of what's actually happening on the field unless, and this is a big asterisk, unless the Pittsburgh Steelers win. If the Steelers lose, that game did not count. But if we win, you got to count it. You got to take into account our 44 points that we put up against the Bengals. But when we lose, you don't have to take that into account, right? That's just my feelings of it because, like I said, AFC North football is not real, right? But we have gone season after season since 2018 of 10 points a game, 16 points a game, and our defense somehow can just carry us to a win. Our defense somehow can, just do the right things, and all of a sudden we Kenny Pickett walk off with a win, right? But those days are no more. And on top of that, I do want to mention something. I don't have it up, but Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, ladies and gentlemen. This guy, Mike Tomlin, he is just him. He is the coach of the year. He is my coach forever. And once again, he silenced the doubters. He silenced the criticizers. And the Steelers have not had a losing season in the last 22 years or some shit like that. And I am proud to have Mike Tomlin as my coach, right? And I'm saying all of this because through the bad offenses, through the good offenses, through the bad defenses, through the good defenses, through the great special teams, through the whack special teams. Mike Tomlin, it does not matter what you throw at him. It does not matter who is out there for us. It doesn't matter if we have no linebackers, no safeties, no quarterback, no running back, no wide receivers. It doesn't matter. Mike Tomlin is going to give us at least 9 wins. And now what does that mean? We've talked about it numerous times. Who knows what the fuck that means, right? Who knows? But it is a stat. It is a trait. And I'm going to get it off. And Mike Tomlin should get it off too. That should be at the top of his resume. Literally have never had a losing season in the NFL. This isn't like college football. This isn't high school football. This is the highest of the high, the professional of the professional. Other teams around the world, there is no other NFL. I know there's the Canadian Football League, right? And which is maybe the second best football league, ever. There's the XFL, the AAF, all these type of sub leagues, and it doesn't matter. This is the cream of the crop, the top of the top bars. And Mike Tomlin has won throughout. And so we got to give praise to him for that. We got to give credit to him for that. But yes, we are now the top 10 scoring offense in the league. And it's just amazing. And Russell Wilson yesterday absolutely balled out. He was hooping. And I know the Justin Fields package, it did end up coming to light in the very end of the game last week. But for the most part, we let Russell Wilson cook. And that is something that I wanted to do because when we bring Justin Fields out there a lot, most of the time, it is just like a fake handoff and like he's taking off with it, or like some kind of QB designed run and like he's taking off with it, right? And not to say that that doesn't work, because there was a play in the game yesterday that it did work and we ended up getting the first down. We ended up closing it out, and bada bing, bada boom, the Steelers win again, right? It works in some cases, but like when we're doing it early in the game, when we're doing it on like critical drives where like we really need, to get this first down, and then all of a sudden here comes Justin Fields. Not too much on him. I just think the play calling with it is a bit stale, and it just doesn't work. And so we let Russell Wilson pretty much play this entire game. And boy, did he have a game. This guy, I want to say he had like 400 yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He had an interception, but that interception was kind of Mickey because George Pickens fell. It was just a beautiful day for Russell Wilson and a beautiful day for the Steelers. And now our offense is back. And the defense, right? Because obviously we didn't exactly blow Cincinnati out. It wasn't like a 44-0 performance. It wasn't like a 44-16 performance. It was like 44-38 or some shit like that, right? And I know maybe I should come on here and kill the defense. I know maybe I should say something about the defense, but really, the Pittsburgh Steelers, we run a certain way, right? It is all about momentum with the Steelers. It is all about who is hot and who is not. So when our offense is hot, for some reason, our defense it can't ever be hot, right? Like when our defense is hot, for some reason, our offense just can't ever be hot. This is a problem we've gone through for season in and season out. We typically like do this, and most of the time, it has been the offense who has not been hot, right? It is pretty much been the defense who has been carrying us. But we just go through that. So like when the offense is cooking, sometimes the defense will let it go. When the defense is cooking, sometimes the offense will let it go. But in this game specifically, I got to give credit to the Cincinnati Bengals because they have been an offensive juggernaut. That has been their story this whole season, is they're putting up a lot of points and their defense is just ass. And let me confirm, I didn't really believe it. I was seeing all the takes about the Bengals defense. I was like, how bad could it be? The Bengals have a horrible defense, ladies and gentlemen. Their defense is not very good. I believe Tone Diggs from the Pat McAfee show compared their defense to like cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're down on your luck, if you need something going, if you need some energy, just go play the Bengals for a game. Go play them for 4 quarters and you'll get that energy back. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll get your momentum back because their defense can't stop anything. And so for me to be taking such a big offensive performance off the worst defense in the league, say whatever you want about that, it's cool. But we're talking about an offense that has been dead for the last 5 years, right? And so any kind of relevancy, any kind of hope, any kind of feelings, that should be brought up. And we're definitely bringing it up today because once again, the Steelers put up 44 points yesterday. And I want to say all of it was on offense. I don't think the defense got a point. I know Peyton Wilson, actually, there might have been a defensive touchdown. I'm not sure. But most of it is from the offense, and like for the past couple of weeks, outside of that, the Ravens and Browns game, because once again, those aren't real AFC or those aren't real football games. Those are AFC North football games. They don't count. But outside of those 2 games, you take those away, and like we are hooping on offense. We can put up the points when necessary, and so that goes back to like the title. That goes back to the thumbnail. The Steelers, to me, have a real fucking chance at this AFC this year. And like I said, the Bills are kind of scary. The Ravens, they're doing their thing, but we already beat them. The Chiefs, we're gonna play them on Christmas. We'll see. But they're not the same Chiefs team, right? And we are not the same Pittsburgh Steelers team. Like the last time we met up in the playoffs, we were a horrible offense and a pretty good defense. Now we are a pretty good offense and a pretty good defense when they decide to show out, right? And the defense, we're going to need them to lock it in a little bit more. TJ Watt having like a bit of a slower year, but he played pretty good yesterday. Nick Herbig, Alex Highsmith has been hurt, but Nick Herbig has stepped up in his place. Joey Porter Jr. has played well. Like Peyton Wilson, our linebackers have been flying around. I believe our defense will step up. Like I said, it is just all about the momentum. The defense, they seen our offense going and they were like, all right, you know what? We don't have to play hardest today. Like we don't have to like lay it all on the line today because the offense got us. Russell Wilson got us. And did he not? Like Russell Wilson, he fucking hooped. Calvin Austin, he got absolutely smoked in the play in this game and then came back later, got absolutely smoked again, came back again, and then scored a touchdown for us. George Pickens, I want to say that it was the first or second drive, but George Pickens was able to get a touchdown as well. And it just makes Najee Harris able to get a touchdown as well. It just makes perfect sense. I know it's so dumb to say, but guys, we are getting touchdowns with our top offensive performers, not the Connor Haywards of the world, not the Derek Watts, and Pat Fryermuth's got a touchdown too. Like these are our top players, like not the random X players, not the like Van Jeffersons of the world, not too much. But it seems like we had to beg, scratch, and claw for touchdowns, and now it is like, yo, we can score from wherever. Like if we're on the 50, we're throwing a deep shot to Calvin Austin. If we're close, we're running it up the middle with Najee Harris. If we need a play to be made, just throw it anywhere in George Pickens' direction, and he's probably going to come down with the catch, you know? And so, it's just beautiful to see. I'm very happy for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm very happy to be a Steelers fan today because, as I mentioned, I really do think that this can be our chance. I really do think that this can be our year. And we should feel this way. We really should feel this way about this team. I have another tweet up here. This is about, okay, the Steelers have punted only once in back-to-back games. It is the second time that's happened since World War fucking II, ladies and gentlemen. Like, how crazy is that? Like, since World War II, we've only punted one. Like that, and this is my mind, you guys. Like, it's just, if you haven't been a Steelers fan for a while, if you're new to this, you have no idea how much Presley Harvin used to play for us, man. You have no idea how important a punter was for us because we would continuously give the ball back to the other offense. And now, fuck it, you only get one a game, and I'm sure for the punter, that's beautiful for him. I'm sure. Who is it? Tressman, I don't even know our punter's name. I'll be honest. I know he's number 8. I know he's fake Kenny Pickett, but I really don't even know our punter's name because we don't be throwing him out there like that. And that is what's beautiful. It's beautiful that I don't know our punter's name. Honestly, I'm getting a crack of joy. I'm getting a smile on my face that I really don't even know who our punter is. But yeah, to only punt in back-to-back games for the first time since World War II, or I'm sorry, the second time since World War II, it just shows yo, this offense is moving in a different direction, you know? And then here we go. We have the AFC North standings up here, and we are 9-3. It's like that Cleveland game didn't happen, right? That Cleveland game, it kind of brought us back down to a one-game lead on the Ravens, but now we are 9-3. The Ravens lost to the Eagles yesterday, moving them to 8-5. We play the Eagles as well, and that is a game that I am confident in because, like I said, the momentum is this Steelers team. Whatever the vibes are, that is what this Pittsburgh Steelers team is. If we need to score 10 points, we're going to score 10 points and win it. If we need to score 15, we'll do that. If we need to score 20, we'll do that. It all depends on what the other team is going to do. If we're just going to blow them out, if it's going to be a low scoring game, we can do that. If it's going to be a high scoring shootout game, as we saw last weekend, as we saw yesterday, we can do that as well. And so I feel really good being at the top of the AFC North. I hope we can clinch it sometime soon. I'm not sure. I know we got to play all 3 of these teams again once. But I believe if we just keep winning and Baltimore, fucks around and loses another game, that could be it. That could be curtains for the AFC North. And so that's at least one home playoff game, I believe. And we have to get a playoff win. That is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is a Super Bowl, right? But in terms of progression, in terms of we're a better team than we were last year, we got to get that playoff win. So it's relevant, but it's kind of irrelevant. But I'm more showing this because nobody fucking believed in us, man. Nobody thought that we would be up here. It was all about to be Baltimore. You Bengals fans, too, I have not given this enough credit. I have not given this enough leeway. I know there's been injuries. I know you guys have the worst defense in the league, but, who the fuck cares? You guys were talking a lot of shit. You guys acted like the AFC was yours and the AFC North was yours, and, you just own this division. And we were crazy. Steelers fans were crazy for being y'all are crazy. You know what I'm saying? You Ohio fans have put out fucking 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 plus years of just mediocrity. You guys have never won the Bengals have won the division. The Browns down here, they've never won the division. But the Bengals, they had a nice little run, right? This last 2 years. And then you flash back 15 years ago, them and Andy Dalton and AJ Green fucked around and won the division once or twice too. They've had their little moments, but for the most part, this division is run by Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Baltimore fans, I mentioned this in a little bit in a video a little bit ago before we played. Right, but we are the only 2 real teams in this division. The Bengals and the Browns, they do not count. And I'm glad that this year it is reflective again. This is exactly how it looks in most of the time. You fast forward, you rewind, you pick a random year, you're Marty McFly, you go back, right? You throw a dartboard at a year, fucking 1982 probably, and the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens are probably up here. And I don't know if that actually works because of how the divisions work. You guys see what I'm saying, though. You go to 2005, I bet it looks like this. You go to 2007, I bet it looks like this. You go to 2009, I bet it looks like this. You go to 2020, I bet it looks like this. That is just my point. If you guys see what I'm saying, let me know down in the comments. But the Bengals and the Browns, they have no credit to be talking to Steelers fans. They have no credit to be talking to Baltimore fans. They haven't earned anything. And congratulations, Cincinnati, on the 2-year little run you guys were on. But now you guys are 4-8, and T. Higgins is going to be a free agent. Jamar Chase, I don't know if you re-signed him, but he is not re-signed. He's not under contract. Maybe, just maybe, Jamar Chase comes to a real team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, because he's a hooper. He's a beast. It is what it is. But yeah, they haven't locked him down, and the Bengals, they're falling off crazy. Maybe Joe Burrow comes to Pittsburgh. I don't know. Next up, though, Justin Fields and Russell Wilson have both officially started 6 games for the Steelers this year. And here's the comparison. So Justin Fields, he was able to get 10 total touchdowns, 1 turnover, and a rating of 93.3, 4-2 record. Russell Wilson, He has 1,600 yards, total touchdowns 11, 5 turnovers, and a passer rating of 104. The 5 turnovers, though, like we take into account of the like George Pickens interception yesterday where he kind of fell over. That's 4. And then there have been some fumbles too, which, not it's not the best. Like Justin Fields was able to hold on to the ball, but there was also a decent amount of less chances taken. But we can see both of them have been hooping. Like we got very lucky that Justin Fields is like he was as good as he was. And the Chicago Bears, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I'm pretty sure they're bad. They almost beat the Lions on Thanksgiving actually. But they're not having a fun time of it. They're rebuilding again, and so thank God that they let go of Justin Fields because he held it down while Russell Wilson was hurt, and he's gonna get a contract from somewhere. And I bet Justin Fields is gonna be a great quarterback either on our team or a different team next year or seasons to come. Like this guy has shown he can be a starter. He's learning a lot this year. He's cooking this year, and he's gonna come back and do it. And then Russell Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, they pronounced Russell Wilson dead. Like I know it's way different now that we're in December and we've had time to cook about things and we've seen Russell Wilson kind of hoop. But I swear to God, before the season started, nobody was in on Russell Wilson. We were a fraud team. He was a fraud quarterback. The Broncos fans, they went to the national media and they did some whispers, and all of a sudden Stephen A. Smith is talking about how bad Russell Wilson is on TV. It's political, man. That's exactly what happened. They tried to cancel Russell Wilson. They tried it. They did. But he came to Pittsburgh and he's been hooping. And now Russell Wilson is back and maybe he's an MVP candidate. He's already a Walter Payton Man of the Year. He's already Mr. Unlimited, and he's just doing his thing. And so both of these quarterbacks, they try to pronounce him dead. But they came back to Pittsburgh. They came to Pittsburgh, and now their careers are alive and going well. And the Steelers, at the same time, they pronounced us dead. And so we needed the Russell Wilsons to step up. We needed the Justin Fields to step up, and that is exactly what they did. And so I am very thankful for them. And Thanksgiving's over, but I am very thankful that we have not only one quarterback, well, we have two quarterbacks. And what do they say out there? If you have two quarterbacks, you have none. I say we have two quarterbacks. Like that's just how I feel about it. Justin Fields, if he had to come in and play, I would feel confident in it. Russell Wilson, if he has to come in and play, which he does, I feel confident in it. Once again, too, back to the game. Like, I know this video is like ranty and probably a lot of people have left by now, right? So it is what it is. But the real Zay and the Steelers fans, the real ones out there, you guys are still watching this. We were underdogs again against the Bengals yesterday. And guess what? I made some money off of that. I will admit, I made some money off of that because we are just been so doubted, man. Like, this is crazy how much underdogs that we are just because of like a snowy ass performance against the Browns where we kind of, we lost it. AFC North football is not real football. I don't know how many times I have to keep saying it, but you guys got tricked. Vegas got tricked. And I don't know why they thought that they were sleeping on our offense. This is why I have these quarterbacks on the screen. This is why I'm talking about it so much. They did not think that we would be able to do it. They did not think that we'd be able to hang around with the Bengals and put up the points that was necessary to do. And we fucking did it. And we're going to keep fucking doing it. I believe we have the Eagles next. They've been great. They've been fantastic. But guess what? Whatever they're trying to do, they want to tush push. We're going to tush push. They want to fucking have a slow, steady game. I don't think benefits them, but we'll have to see. Saquon Barkley is hooping. They got some pieces. A.J. Brown is hooping. Like, I get it. I should be scared, but I bet we're going to be underdogs again. And I bet we're going to at least make it close. And I know we're going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I have a really good feeling about it. I know we're going to win. And if we beat the Eagles, I'll be honest, guys. If we beat the Eagles and then we have the Chiefs coming up, I'm going to be insufferable. I really am. I'm going to be the worst person alive if we beat the Eagles, because if we beat them, there is literally absolutely positively no reason why we can't win the Super Bowl, why we can't go, on a deep playoff run if we beat them, because we've beaten every other challenge that has stepped up to us besides the Browns, bad team, the Colts, bad team, Cowboys, the bad team. Like, any challenge that has stepped up with a relevant team, we beat them. We have won those games. And like the 3 losses that we have, we shouldn't have lost to the Browns, the Colts, or the Cowboys, right? It happens. But in terms of the challenging games, in terms of the must-win games, like this was a must-win game. If we would have lost, we would have been dropped back-to-back AFC North games, would have killed our divisional record. Baltimore ended up losing, but we didn't know that they were going to lose. Like, this was low-key a must-win game. And I believe Hard Knocks was out there today. So like, this was a must-win game. The Ravens game was a must-win game. The Washington game was a must-win game. And we fucking have come out on the other side as winners in all of those games. And so why would I be scared of the Eagles when all of we've shown that we can, like, compete with these teams? We can beat these good teams in the NFL, right? We are a good team in the NFL. Like, the Eagles should be worried about having to come to Pittsburgh or having to come to Philly and play Pittsburgh. They should be worried about TJ Watt. They should be worried about Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson. They should be worried about George Pickens. And so that's all I have to say about that. Next up, who has been the coach of the year so far? This guy's saying Dan Campbell down here, but it has to be Mike Tomlin, man. Like, not even to discredit Dan Campbell. I feel like he already has a coach of the year, but not even to discredit him. But Mike Tomlin, he's just put in the work so far. If If Myles Garrett was able to get a Defensive Player of the Year thing last year, even though TJ Watt outweighed him in every stat, Dan Campbell probably is beating Mike Tomlin in all these stats. But guess what? Like, we just got to give it to Mike Tomlin. That's how I feel about that. Like, we just got to give it to Mike Tomlin. Any other coach out there? I'm not sure. Maybe the Bills coach because they're playing pretty well. Maybe Washington at one point, their coach, but I don't think so anymore. They kind of fell off, although they got a pretty big win yesterday. But yeah, the coach of the year has to be Mike Tomlin. Like, there's just no other reason. There's no other coach that is hooping like this because, once again, according to the NFL and all of their media and all of their sources, like, we were not going to be a good team. We were not supposed to be a good team, and here we are, a good team. But now they're not going to act like that. They're not going to act like they weren't pronouncing us a 4-win team in the preseason and like we didn't have any offense and like Arthur Smith was whack. Like, they're not going to act like that. Nobody's going to say that. But guess what? I remember, and I know Steelers fans out there remember how bad that they were talking about us and how bad that they thought that we were going to be. And so, like, I don't want to hear it. Mike Tomlin needs to be coach of the year. And if you disagree, then I guess we just agree to disagree. But Mike Tomlin is the coach of the year. Next, here we go. This is the Justin Fields package. The reason why I'm showing this, he does his slide. He gets the first down. This is at the end of the game here. And the reason why I'm showing this is because, like, look at the camaraderie. Look how happy everybody is for each other. Look at Russell Wilson, how happy he is. Like I said, Justin Fields in like the 2 or 3 plays he got, he made them count. And like, this was a huge first down. And it kind of reflects on the Baltimore game, where, if you guys don't remember, he like slid against Baltimore, and it was like right before the first down. We did end up getting it eventually, but he slid right before it. And so it was like kind of like a head scratcher. Like, I think Ben Skornick was out there like, no, Justin, just keep going. Like, he slid right before the first down, and we didn't end up getting it. And now in this game, he made sure we got the first down and then slid inbounds to secure the W for us. This is just what we do. And I'm like, I've never been more excited to watch Steelers football than I have been this season. Like, it feels so different. Like, this is back in like the Killer Bee era. Like, it was like, okay, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, that's just how I felt. And like, we would have these collapses. And then but like, we were a preseason good team. Like, we were supposed to be this good team. Low key now, like, I know we are actually supposed to be this team, but because of like how they talked about us in the past, because of like how we were treated by other NFL fans in the past, it just feels like we're playing on like borrowed time right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like we're playing with house money because of how good we've been playing, despite all of the odds, all of like, we're an underdog in this game, that game, this game, that game. Like, we continuously be underdogs, and guess what? We have fucking won every single time we were an underdog. I believe every time we were an underdog, we have won, and every time we were a favorite, not every time, but like the 3 games that we were favorites, I'm sure we were favored against the Colts, maybe not the Cowboys, but I think we were against the Browns. Like, I'm pretty sure in those games where we're the favorites, we've had our losses, but every underdog game we have won for sure. I don't think there's been one game where we've been an underdog where we lost. And so yeah, it's just beautiful to see Justin Fields doing his thing. Next up, the last thing maybe that I want to bring up here, because I think this is kind of funny. If you guys are on Twitter, apparently this Michael Brewerly guy is George Pickens. Apparently this is his burner. I feel like it's too obvious to be his burner, and he's just like playing into it. But apparently this is George Pickens, this account right here. And he's like talking about his penalty because he got something, then he celebrated and he got a flag. Really, like, do we have to talk about George Pickens right now? I would love for him to get it in order. I would love for these flags to stop. Michael Tomlin, because of Michael Brewer right here. Mike Tomlin was talking to him on the sideline a little bit. And, hopefully that, calms him down or whatever. It's just stupid though. Like, he's celebrating getting a first down. I get, you got to keep your head in the game and whatnot. But like, these flags could easily not be called. Like, they could just not be called, but they're choosing to throw it against George Pickens. So it is what it is. I have another thing here too, which I thought was kind of funny. Oh my God, it's so loud. But I thought this was so funny. It's like, he's pointing for a first down, right? And like, he's doing like this, this motion with his hand. Say what you want about it. Say what you want about the hand motion, right? But we're going to pause right here. And this dude said, John Wilkes Booth to Abraham Lincoln first down. I thought this was pretty funny because, like, you know what he's doing with his hand. It is what it is. George Pickens, I guess, has to get it together. But he had a touchdown last week. And so, like, we vibe with George Pickens right now. There's really nothing much else to say. The refs should just stop throwing flags to the guy. Like, it's a bit ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. But it is what it is. We win despite it. We win despite George Pickens getting flags. We win despite George Pickens falling and Russell Wilson throwing a pick six. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just the good team that we are. That is the ability that we have. And overall points of this video, the Pittsburgh Steelers can compete in the AFC. The Pittsburgh Steelers can beat the Chiefs, and we can go to the Super Bowl. And if we go to the Super Bowl, fuck it, man. Like, we could beat the Lions. We really could. They're hooping. They're a great team. But like, why would I doubt us now when all we've done is silence the doubters? So I think that is going to do it for me for this video. Like I said, I apologize for like the lack of videos recently. It's been kind of been a weird situation here. I also apologize if this video wasn't necessarily the best. I'm kind of trying to get this out before work because I couldn't wait another day like without talking about the Steelers. I just had to get it out here. As you can see, I had a lot to say about this team. And I am just overall excited about it. So as I mentioned, that is going to do it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. I make videos about the Steelers all the time. So if that is something you would enjoy, definitely check out another video on this channel. Anyways, this has been Zaya from Zaya and the Steelers, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.